Welcome to the Soccer Tavern, where we're discussing the history, culture, and philosophy of the beautiful game. My name is Dave, and in this video, we're discussing the history of position numbers in soccer. Specifically, what does an announcer mean when you're watching a match and he or she refers to a center forward as a number 9 or a defensive midfielder as a number 6, even though those players may not be wearing that number on their jersey? Well, we'll cover that in this video. Pull up a seat and let's start the discussion. The story of position numbers in soccer starts in the 1920s with Arsenal manager Herbert Chapman. He was one of the most outspoken proponents of putting numbers on players' shirts. Numbers made it easier for his players to recognize teammates and their relative position on the pitch. Chapman's original numbering system would evolve into the player position numbers we know today. So, what were the original player position numbers? As crazy as this may seem to fans of modern soccer, the popular formation at the time was an attack-heavy 2-3-5, meaning 2 defensive players, 3 midfielders, and 5 attackers. Chapman labeled his players in ascending order right to left, starting with the goalkeeper and ending at the forwards. So, goalkeeper was number 1, right fullback was number 2, left fullback was number 3, right halfback was number 4, center halfback was number 5, left halfback was number 6, outside right forward was number 7, inside right forward was number 8, center forward was number 9, inside left forward was number 10, and outside left forward was number 11. Shortly after Chapman decided to number his players in the 2-3-5 formation, he began developing a new formation called the WM in response to the new offside law change. With this new formation, teams played with 3 defenders, 2 defensive midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, and 3 attackers. As you will see, rather than renumbering his players in the new system, players in previous roles simply moved positions. In England, the number 5 player from the original formation dropped to be a fullback, and the number 2 and 3 players split wider. The number 4 and 6 players became defensive midfielders, and the number 8 and 10 players dropped back off the forward line to become attacking midfielders. Over in South America and continental Europe, the number 4 player was generally the one to become an additional fullback, with the number 5 player staying in midfield. By 1939, English players were required to wear the number of their position on their jersey during matches. This requirement led to the 1940s and 50s when player numbers and positions became so synonymous that they were used interchangeably by fans and media. In South America, by the 1950s, the 4-2-4 formation became popular. In this formation, another midfielder dropped to be a fullback. But the backline shuffle differed from country to country. For example, in Uruguay, the number 6 player dropped to be a left fullback, and the number 3 player became the left center back, with the number 2 being the right center back, and the number 4 being the right fullback. In Argentina, the number 6 and number 3 positions were swapped, with number 3 being the left fullback and the number 6 being the left center back. In most of the South American countries, thankfully, the midfield and forwards remained the same. So the number 8 player dropped further into central midfield, and the number 10 player pushed up into the forward line as another striker. England and Europe used the 4-2-4 formation as well, with some slight variations. In England, it was the number 6 that dropped to be the left center back, and the number 3 player moved out wide. Additionally, the right fullback remained number 2, with the right center back being number 5. Over in continental Europe, the additional center back was most often the number 5 player. This led to most European formations with a backline from left to right, reading as number 3, number 5, number 4, number 2. After the 4-2-4 formation came the 4-3-3 as a popular formation. In the 4-3-3, the number 10 dropped off the forward line to become an additional central midfielder. He was given the role of a playmaker, dropping into pockets of space and creating opportunities for the forwards, mainly through passing. The number 9 slid back into more of a central role. He was tasked with winning long balls and maintaining possession for teammates to get involved in the attack. He was also responsible for scoring headers, usually from crosses that were sent in by the wingers. Wingers wore number 7 and 11 and generally stayed very wide to create space and serve those crosses into the box. The number 8 played as a box-to-box central midfielder, meaning he was expected to both attack and defend in equal measure. And the number 4, 5, or 6 player, depending on which geographic region you're in, was more focused on defending from the midfield and maintaining defensive shape. He wasn't too concerned much with attacking. Formations continued to evolve, but this 4-3-3 numbering system is the one most widely recognized and used today. From an American perspective, the most common numbering system referenced is generally the continental European one, with number 6 as a defensive center midfielder. But if you're in England or South America and they reference a different numbering system, you now have a little bit of background on why it's different. So now when you're watching a match and an announcer refers to a number 8, you know he or she means a box-to-box center midfielder who's all over the pitch in attack and defense, even though that player may not be wearing number 8 on his or her jersey. That's the history of position numbers in soccer. Thanks for stopping by the Soccer Tavern. We'll be back with another video soon.